Hello everybody, my name is Earthless and I am with Team Meteor. We're going to be doing a demo review today. This is going to be a series that analyzes ranked Overwatch gameplay at all different levels of play so we can cut down on our mistakes and really hone in on things that work well. Today we're going to be looking at a game that was played at around mid-diamond rank in the interim between Season 4 and 5 on Route 66. I want to take a second to give a shout out to Katie Donut for our tip of the day. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So right off the bat, we know they have a Widow, and as Winston, we're going to look to lock her down as much as possible. So immediately there's a Lucio trying to stanky all over us, and he takes some really heavy shots, but nobody follows up on him and he escapes. Now, the payload's still pretty far back, and we're not really in a hurry to rush around the elbow, so being that we're Winston, it would have been really solid move to go ahead and finish off this Lucio so that we can enter the first fight as a 6v5. So the first thing we see when we look across is Road and Run on gas. Now, the Hog might end up giving us some problems, and being that our team comp is triple DPS, we're the only tank. So if we die, our team is going to get shat on, because they don't have any shields. So this is a super risky dive, but it does pay off. And it's because the McCree's run back from spawn is going to take a lot longer than ours, so we'll have a little bit of a window to work with. The main reasons the dive works out is that Winston drops his bubble to shield him from any hooks on entry, and our Zen pops Discords on the right target. I think it's worth taking a moment to note how good Discord dive is when they work together. So even though our monkey took a full headshot on his way in, he's still able to get the confirm on McCree because of that Discord. So one thing I did want to point out is that our monkey doesn't animation cancel his landing. And it's basically every time you dive on someone, you're going to want to melee right before you hit the ground. And that will animation cancel you, so you'll be able to keep cooking people right away, but you get that free 30 damage cleave as well. Oh baby, give it to that sign. Alright, so this little douchebag is way out of position again, so we're going to want to make a mental note of that he likes to come far out, just so that we can make sure to punish his positioning in the future. Alright, poor positioning, you're going to get cooked! So at the apex of our jump, we notice there's a Widow with a Discord on her. It's probably a good idea to go after the Widow here, rather than try to push the Ryan off and damage him, but there's also McCree at the edge of gas, so there's a small chance that you get blown up. Again, I want to note, no melee cancel. It's going to cost you ult and kills in the long run. So this is going to be a miscalculation of jump distance. You're not going to be able to kill the Widow here, and you're going to feed like a free 20% ult to Ryan. And if there's anybody you don't want to be feeding, it's probably motherfucker Ryan. So this is a good dive on the Widow. We want to punish their positional mistakes. I'm not really sure why they're trying to fight this, but lots of people will do this stuff. So if you notice, because they try to fight with half their team, the other half of their team tries to come and save them, and they all just get wrecked. So mistakes like this tend to compound themselves in Overwatch, and because stuff like this happens at mid-diamond, you can bet it's happening all over the place. We hear McCree's footsteps in the house above, so positionally the best play is probably to post up on the roof. And here you'll get the vantage point over the defense choke, and you can also threaten McCree for free. So So because we didn't take the roof, we got a little damage onto Ryan, but because we already have ult, that's going to translate directly into support ult because he's not going to die immediately. Okay, so then we tried to get into little McCree, but he just says fuck off, and we feed him a little bit too. So small mistakes like this are going to add up. Potentially here we could ult McCree and kill him for free, and then rampage over to the defenders for a little bit. But because they're trickling so hard, this might actually help them because we'd be pushing them closer to their team. And then there's also the fact that the payload's pretty far from the point, so I don't think that that's the best use of ult in this scenario. It's pretty standard cleanup here because of trickle. I like how Winston decides not to use his ult here. There's no way the defense is going to be able to hold the point, so it'd be a waste to use it. So we get another good punish on Widow's bad positioning. Dude, the dank flank. Oh, I love the dank flank. And I don't know if it works out as good as it could have. Maybe an idea here is to immediately primal and smack the Ryan and the Mercy into your team to kind of force a trickle effect, which has already been steamrolling the defense the entire game. It's good that we got the Mercy, but I think the major issue is that we did lose a couple of our teammates in the process, so maybe just a smoother transition if we primal earlier. So this sequence is a consequence of good positioning. Now Winston's able to scrape the Widow and then protect the payload really seamlessly. I like the decision not to chase here. A little more standard cleanup. Alright, so some stuff to consider. The attacking team was able to get 7 ults out to the defenders 4, but when we really look at it, this is going to be the ult breakdown. The defenders never used a support ult, and out of their 4 ults, 2 of them got shut down immediately, so they got 0 value out of those. Now, compared to the single visor on the attackers that didn't do much, we're looking at an ult difference of 6-2, or even 6-1 if you consider that wallhack didn't really get value either. Alright guys, I'm going to finish up by leaving some key notes to take away from this game, and I hope you enjoyed the analysis. If you're interested in having one of your own games analyzed, take a look at the description below.